Welcome to EMI-BRAIN, your one-stop channel for tutorials that make learning simple, sharp, and successful.
Okay, in first principle in calculus, in first principle under differentiation, we have two conditions, right, that must be taken note of. The first condition is that let there be a small increase, an increment in what? In y and what? And x, or in x and y. When there's a small increase in x, it simply means I'm adding delta x to what? To x. When there's a small increase in y, means what? I'm adding what? Delta y to what? To y. I'm increasing x by adding delta x. Your delta x is not same as what? Your d what? Your dx. Delta x is used to increase what? X. Why delta x? Sorry, this delta x rather is used to increase what? X. Why dx is used to find the slope of a given function. So for me to increase my x, I have to add what? Delta x to what? To x. That's the condition. The first one is what? Increase in what? In y and x. Increase in x means what? X plus delta x. What increase in y? Y plus what? Delta y. Number two condition is taking what we call the limits. Limit of what? Of the function. Is taking limits. Huh? Steps, yes. Steps. There are two major steps, but there are other intermediate steps. But the major step is that you must increase your x and y first before you now take your limits. For limit of function, the two conditions is that as delta x, as a little increment in x, which is called what? Delta x, is approaching what? 0. Your delta y over delta x must approach the y, the what? Somebody? The x. We have to take note of this. The first is increase in y and x. Increment in y means we are adding delta x to what? Sorry, delta y to what? To y. Increment in x means what? We're adding what? Delta x to what? To x. That's the first condition. Number two is to take the limit of that given function. After you must have increased your what? Your x and y. You now take what? Your limits. And what your limit states? As delta x is approaching 0, meaning as delta x is becoming 0 on the right hand side of the equation, delta y over delta x must become what? The y dx. Also approaches what? The y dx. Let's see a good example. Let me show you something. Let me not blow too much gamma here. Can I clear? Are you still writing this? Huh? Be fast. Okay, this question says, under first principle, that if we are given 2x squared plus 4x plus 8, and we have to find the y dx using first principle. Using what? What's the case using first principle? You have no other rights. You don't have right to use power rule. You don't have even rights to use what other way you can use. Are you there? I think it's just only power rule, right? You can use there. You have to use what? Your first principle. And the principle says what the first condition? Your increment in what? In x and y, abi? So the first thing we need to do is by saying that let there be what? Increase, abi? You must not always write this. Let me just write for the first example. Let there be increase in what? In x and what? And y, right? Meaning anywhere I see y, I will put what? Y plus delta y. Anywhere I see s, I will put what? S plus delta s. By doing so, I've increased y a little. I've increased s what? A little. So here becomes what? Y plus what? Delta y. Not y plus dy. Are you following? Equals to what? On this side, anywhere we see s, we put what? S plus the s. What will it be here? 2 in brackets. S plus what? Delta x. All squared. That be? Plus what? 4. What's that x here? S plus delta x. Plus what? Somebody? 8. Digest this. Is it entering? Is it entering? No, is it entering? It's not entering. From where? Everything. You know we say the first condition is increment in y, abi? And what? Somebody? Increment in what? In x. Increment in y means what? Y plus what? Delta y. Increment in x means what? S plus what? Delta x. So if you are given this now to solve using your first principle, it means I have to apply the first condition. It means I have to increase my y. It means that anywhere I see y, I will replace with what? Y plus what? Delta y. FP means first principle. Do you get? I just have to abbreviate it as first principle. Okay, so here becomes what now? Do you get it this now? What we have here is what? Y plus delta y, because I replace y with what? With this. So for x, what will be your x? Meaning for this now, here becomes 2 abi. Are you seeing this here? X plus delta x, all what? Squared. This square now for this x. Plus what again? 4. What's that x again? Plus 8. Is that clear? Can I proceed now? Huh? Okay, so yeah, we're going to have here to be y plus delta y is equal to 2 in bracket. Listen, we can expand this. Hope you are aware. I've told you guys binomial expansion here. The expansion of this is simply what? Is x squared plus what? 2x delta x. Plus what? Delta x what? All squared. Plus, then we have 4 abi. 4x plus what? Delta x plus what again? 8. Ask your question. Do you know how we got this? We expanded this one here. But let me show you again. This is like saying x plus delta x all square means what? In how many places? In 2 places. X plus what? Delta x. You have to learn the principle of Pascal triangle. I've told you guys now. Binomial expansion, right? Sometimes they might give you raised power 3 here. Or raised power 4. So for this, let's go. What is x times x? X squared. What is x times delta x? Is x delta x. Please note, x times delta x is not same as delta x squared. Not say x times x, it's not delta x squared. Remember, this delta x is standing alone as a single term. Either. So multiply x by what? By this becomes what? X delta x. Delta x times x is still what again? Is x delta what? X. But delta x times delta x cannot give us what? Delta x squared. Do you understand? So these two are they like terms. When you add up, what we have? 2x delta x. So we have x squared plus what? 2x delta x plus what? Delta x squared. Which is this, abi? Do you understand this now? Can we proceed further? So can I clean here? Of course, yeah. You know what to do, right? Okay. So if I'm to expand this, let's go. Y plus delta y then becomes what? Can I expand? We have 2x squared plus what? 4x delta x plus what? 2 delta x squared plus, can I expand this? We have 4x plus what? 4 delta x plus what? 8. The next thing we're going to do here is to move this man called y to the other side. Whenever this y, listen though, if this y should ever move across the other side, the sign becomes what? Minus. Do you know why I'm moving it? Because I want to achieve the second condition. Why? If you move y, it will remain what? Delta y. And the reason why I'm moving it because I want to achieve the second what? Condition that says what? As what? Delta x is approaching 0. Delta y over what? Delta x must approach what? The y dx. It means I'll look for a means to remove this y from here, then divide through by what? Delta s. If you divide through by delta s after moving this y, what will be here? Delta y over what? Delta x now. Which is this, abi? Is it making sense, somebody? But let us watch and let's continue. Just watch. So let's move this y to the other side. What will it be? Delta y is equal to what? Give me the value. 2x squared plus what? 4x delta x plus what? 2 delta x squared plus what? 4x plus what? 4 delta x plus what? 8 minus what? Y. So let's go again. Delta y then becomes what? 2x squared, right? Plus what? 4x delta x plus what? 2 delta x squared plus what? 4x plus what? 4 delta x plus 8 minus, what is our y? Y is what? Hello? Is where? Is where? Eh? What is low? How many percent now? Wow, 10%. Okay, let me just finish up this and I will pause. Minus, right? Minus what's the y? 2 what? X squared plus 4x plus 8. Are you there, somebody? Do you know that if I'm to expand this here, what would the value here? Minus 2x squared minus 4x minus, let me just expand. So delta y is equals to 2x squared plus 4x delta x plus 2 delta x squared plus 4x plus what? 4 delta x plus 8. Huh? Can we expand? What will be here? Minus 2x squared minus 4x minus 8. Minus 2x squared we go to what? Plus 2x squared. They will cancel out, Abi. Why would they cancel out? They are the same, but they have different signs, Abi. What again we cancel? Minus 4x we cancel what? Plus 4x. Minus 8x we cancel what again? Plus 8. Minus 8 rather we cancel what? Plus 8, right? Are you there, somebody? Remaining what? Also again, what I saying? The y, is that the y? I've said it several times. Delta what? Y. Delta y is equal to what? 4 what? F delta x plus 2 delta x squared plus what? 4 delta what? 4 delta x. This way, right? So what's the next thing? We divide. We divide through. Divide what? Through by what? Delta x. That's the way we can achieve delta y over what? Delta x. So that will give us what? Delta y over what? Delta x is equals to what? 4x delta x over what? Delta x. Abi plus what? 2 delta x squared over what? Delta x plus 4 delta x over what? Delta x. Can delta x go with delta x from here? Can this also go with this from here? Can one of these cancel one of these from here? Remaining what here? 1 delta x, Abi. That means that here becomes delta y over what? Delta x is equal to 4x plus what? 2 delta x plus 4. When you get to this point, what do? Now you take your limit. Your what? Your limit. What's the limit saying? Second step now, right? It says what? As delta x is approaching 0, therefore delta y over delta x must approach what? The y dx. What does that imply? That means that as this delta x becomes 0 on the right hand side, on this side here, this becomes what? My dy dx. Is it making sense now? The limit says as delta x becomes 0, approaches what? 0. This becomes what? This approaches what? Dy dx. Now watch. Therefore, my dy the what? Dx then becomes what? 4x Abi plus what? 2 times what? 0 plus what? Somebody? 4. What is 2 times 0? 0. What's the final answer here? 4x plus 4. Final answer. If you use the general principle to solve, is it the same thing? What is 2 times 2? Somebody? 4x Abi. 2 times 2 is 4. X raised power 1 Abi. Plus what again? 4. Plus 0. So what's the answer? 4x plus 4. Is it the same thing? Yes. But once they mention using first principle, you cannot use general method to solve. You must go through this process. Yes. Yes?